All right, I know that I'm driving, and I know I shouldn't be messing with my phone, and I know I shouldn't be trying to video while I'm driving because something like that's gonna happen. Let's just leave it there. And I think I'm gonna try and talk loud enough that you can hear me. I got wind and tires on the road in my ears right now, so I'm not quite sure how loud I am, but I just want you to be able to hear this. I want to be able to hear this. It's thoughts that's been going through my mind. It just seems like when things happen, you learn things, you see things, you know things, you begin to understand things, especially about yourself. Especially about others if you're paying attention. But one of the things I found myself saying out loud as I'm driving out of the subdivision this morning, heading to the hill, and I just thought I needed to record it. I've been putting this off for quite some time. I know you can't see my face, but just know I am real. I'm not like birds. I'm not like giraffes. I am real. That one was for you, fish. Anyway, I don't know. I just started thinking about, how we hear something from the horse's mouth, let's say. Directly from a particular person about a particular subject, given not a whole lot of detail, but given some detail, but enough to know that the character of this person speaks for itself. So you take heed and you listen and you watch, you observe, you pay attention to what you hear from the horse's mouth, because there are going to be times when you're around folks, and I'm going to say times that I've been around folks who maybe have knowledge of a subject. They may have a word, a name on a subject. They may have circumstances about that subject. But unless they've truly heard from the horse's mouth themselves, they're going to be left to assumption. If there's no conversation with them about said subject, if not careful, their hearts can become presumptuous. Like my heart becomes presumptuous when I'm left to silence, when I'm left in darkness, when I'm left in pain. No matter where the pain's coming from, spiritually, emotionally, physically, doesn't matter. That's a dark, dark, terrible time to be in. And if you're left to yourself in this place, alone, not hearing from the horse's mouth, not reading about the horse, not hearing about the horse, only assuming about this said horse. I don't know why I'm just know. I guess I find myself in the predicament of a similar situation, and it made me think about how that's the way it is with God. That's the way it is with Jesus. That's the way it is with Christ. That the Son of God, He is God. And if you've not heard directly from His mouth, if you have not been communing with Him, if you have not been dwelling with Him, if you have not been communicating with Him and being quiet enough to listen to what He has to say concerning your life, concerning your job, concerning your kids, concerning everything, marriage, divorce, addictions, poverty, I don't know, the good, the bad, the ugly that comes in life. I mean, we're not promised a life without troubles. We're promised a life that through these troubles, we can see the light. We can stand steadfast on God's word and His character. We can hear directly from His mouth. We just got to sit still and take in and not have a presumptuous heart in His silence, especially. I know me, silence drives me batty sometimes. If I'm not in that state where I'm needing to be quiet, to be silent, to reflect, to go inward and not too far, but go inward and take inventory where I need to tweak, where I'm good, where I'm failing, and where I need to let my strengths be my strengths and let others' strengths cover for my weaknesses. I mean, I believe that's the way it's supposed to go. But anyway, I'll start rabbit trailing if I'm not careful. But just wanted to talk about that. Silence can be deadly. It really can. It can be death to our hope. It could be death to our faith. If we're not careful, and if we do not take heed to those naysayers, those wannabeers, those who say they know about a particular subject with detail, yet they don't. They're assuming the detail. It's not what they're thinking, but I guess they're left to their assumptions. Like I know I get left to my assumptions. If I'm, say, talking to someone on a daily basis, let's just say, and then all of a sudden, and I've been there more times than I would like to admit, but all of a sudden you don't hear from them anymore. It's like they drop off the face of the earth, you know, and it's like, what the crap just happened? Where did you go? And I know that shit hurts. And then what ends up happening as time passes, if we don't pay attention to those thoughts that we have, if we don't pay attention to those words that come in and out of our own minds, that cause us to doubt, that cause disbelief, that cause assumption in the day of silence, when we're not hearing from the horse's mouth, and maybe that's just a growing period. I don't know, but I tell you what, it's probably one of the hardest things in my life that I've, not in my own strength, haven't been able to overcome. And each time, maybe I'm a little stronger, but I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling of abandonment. I hate it. I despise it. Maybe it comes from being, from my childhood, being abandoned. Woe is me. But yeah, that hurt. It really hurt. And then now as an adult, if I don't watch it, in a time of silence in my relationships with people, or in my time of silence in my relationship with my Lord, I got to be very, 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 very careful not to push my own self in the dark, if that makes sense. To take a remembrance, if you will, from times past, my times past, your times past, a time of pain that's not there anymore, but the remembrance of it is, and it just kind of stings. And we can think that certain situations, circumstances, those things that seem like deja vu, or those things that here we go again, or those things that, why in the crap do I continue to do what I know does not bring me good fruit? And I'm talking about in my thought process. If I get wrapped up and I feel like I'm by myself, if I feel alone, and believe me, I know what that feels like, y'all, and I know that y'all probably do too, especially in this time of COVID, especially in this time where we're having to 6 feet social distance, mask, beware. The hug, it's not there much anymore. I miss the hug. And that's coming from somebody that did not get raised up with a whole lot of hugging. That's just something that God's done. I've got to give credit for that. Something that He's tenderized in my life, but I now miss. I miss the touch. I miss the hugging. I ain't got to kiss you, and I ain't got to do all that crap. But the communication, the intimacy of that alone, man, I mean, it creates trust. It creates a stability, so those times that you feel alone and you don't have anybody to go to, just sit down and hear from the horse's mouth directly about your situation, about the subjects, the burdens that concerning your life right now, those things that you're praying about, those things that you need healing for, those things that you need delivered from. I pray that joy get replaced for any sorrow or any darkness that you've been in this season. I know I've been in a dark place, and it's not one that's been good. But in the process of it, I've got to admit, I've learned from where I've gleaned, and I've gleaned, I guess, where I've sowed. I've gleaned from Him. So I guess I'm just saying, hear directly from the horse's mouth, hear directly from God about your situation. It doesn't matter if people's jealous and they say things and they give you the snarl look. It doesn't matter if they agree with you. It doesn't matter if their faith is where your faith is. It doesn't matter that they didn't even hear from the horse's mouth. Did you hear that? It does not really matter that they did not hear about your life from the horse's mouth, God's mouth, Father's mouth. It's not their place to hear about your life. Unless, there's which that's a total different subject. There's gifts, and I totally get that. And there's prophecy, and there's all that exhortation and wisdom and counseling, and I totally get all that stuff. But I'm talking about those things that God will touch in your life that nobody else can touch. And we got to get quiet, and we got to get still, and we have got to hear for ourselves His truth concerning us. That we're not going to assume He doesn't love us. We're not going to assume He's against us, and we're not going to assume He wants all this pain in our life, and we're not going to assume truth where it's not truth. It's just a presumptuous idea based on very little data. Let me see if I can say that again. I don't know if I can. So I'll have to go back and listen on that one. I'm getting close to my destination, y'all. Coming up on the hill. It's raining. I'm finding myself driving pretty slow here. Got a truck on my butt. So I'm going to pay attention. And I'm going to observe. And I'm going to sit still, and I'm going to be quiet, because I have got to hear directly from the horse's mouth concerning some things that concern me. He says that He will contend with those who contend with me. I believe that. I believe He will take care of those things that are personal to me. I believe He'll take care of those small desires that I have. And I believe He'll take care of your small desires that you have. But I better go pay attention on the road. Hopefully this begins a new thing. It's something that I believe I've supposed to been doing for some time, but I keep putting off and putting off. Being a little scared, I guess, a little nervous about jumping out there and talking about what's on my heart, talking about what's on my mind, talking about those things that are going on in my life, those things that I'm learning as I walk along in life, my journey. It's a changing process, and I sure hope you're changing every day. I hope you're learning at least one new thing every day. I hope to do another audio video once I get this situated. I don't know if it'll be in the car, in the home, or what it'll end up being, but I do want to do another one, see what's on my mind next time. And I love y'all. Hopefully you've listened this far, didn't cut me off. If you did, please comment, please like, love, share. I'll probably post this on YouTube. That's typically where I'm at most of the time, and then maybe from there post on other social medias. But here's Mylene's front porch. I will talk to you later. Enjoy music from Emmy Sunshine in the Rain. Be sure and look them up. Be sure and look up Strong Arm Robbers. Be sure and look up Sam Hatmaker and quite a few more people I could put out there, but those especially are getting ready to cut some new music and put it out there for us to listen to. Maybe next time I can share a little bit of that. Until then, enjoy some of the live feed or live music that I've recorded for your enjoyment, and I will talk to you later. See ya.